Under Coach Drinkwitz. Robinson pitches it. He gets blasted. We should mention, even though Drinkwitz didn't name a quarterback until today, Alabama was fully expecting Robinson would start. Record most wins with 12, 11-1 in the regular season. He's also the play caller, and here comes a blitz. No chance for Robinson.
4 in the champ.
Wow, what a debut for Mike Leach. Here it's Missouri back on offense. Dylan Moses made the tackle. Tide fans thrilled to have Moses back in the middle of that defense after he missed all of last year with a preseason knee injury. Some running room for Larry Roundtree.
He's the only returning starter in that secondary.
Those are Chick-fil-A impact players.
Out quick.
And they tried to set up a screen. Be eligible to play right away, but some people think it was better that he didn't. He was still recovering from the shoulder problem. He's under duress here. Slings it. Did well to get rid of fringe of his range. This seems like the prudent decision by Coach Drinkwitz. Robinson, the late pitch. In trouble, Roundtree, and he's dropped for a 2-yard loss. Position for Missouri. 3-and-out first possession. Moved the ball, but got stopped on 4th down last time around. Still Robinson at quarterback. And those slow develop
has not been what has normally been the last 2 years.
Larry grad transfers to try to bolster their roster for this season. Blitz. Sean Robinson running for his life, and he can't get away from Dylan Moses. Important spot in that Alabama secondary. Robinson lost the football and goes out of bounds. Pressure again, another untouched blitz there. Robinson threw it in the dominant defense again this year, as we're supposed to be.
Well, they're off to a pretty good start in this one.
Expected to see both Sean Robinson and Connor Bazelak. So here's Bazelak, redshirt freshman from Dayton, Ohio, out of Archbishop Alter.
Impressed with his poise. The ball comes out of his hands quick. There's not a lot of wasted motion. Played in a wishbone offense in high school. Didn't throw it a lot.
Nice run. Program was. And huge disadvantage here tonight for Missouri. Under a new coaching staff. A lot of new players. There's Daniel Park.
Lead the way with your younger guys. Huge advantage. And when you're a first-year coach and a first-year offense, that's tough.
Bazelak just a little bit.
The effective level against a team the caliber of Alabama.
Missing 7 players tonight. Not all tested positive. Some contact tracing. And a nice play. Said they told my dad he was too short.
That's right.
He was a fine college player. They've been telling me I'm too short at 6 feet. Bolton is also, Nick, that is a terrific college player. Nick said they've formed a bond within just these last few months. The time at home helped during the pandemic early on back in March. Bolton went home to Texas for a while.
No, he's a big-time football fan. They said you got to love sports if you're in this family, and he does.
4-man rush on 3rd down and 7. There's a conversion. Weird.
Well, it's a lot of misdirection, a lot of different movement.
Ooh. Some plays for Coach Drinkwitz, particularly Hazelton. Hasn't really been a factor yet. Sidearm throw with the pressure in his face. Nice move there by Hazelton. Threat at Appalachian State, and he did a lot of what you're seeing Robinson do here. Roundtree bounces outside. He gets upended. But they pick up the tempo again. Tough run, Roundtree over Lauderdale, and now the tempo really picks up.
The offensive line's got a little juice right now.
Roundtree spins ahead. He just moved past Henry Josie, Tiger legend, into 5th place all-time in career rushing at Missouri. Robinson in big trouble. Did well. They handed it off to Jalen Knox. And he just runs out of bounds.
Started the change when Lane Kiffin came as the offensive coordinator, and they started throwing the ball more creatively. And it wasn't just one guy. Defensive linemen who missed time with leg or foot injuries last year, and they're happy to have them back.
They're going to continue to come. You've seen that at Clemson.
Well, they had over 500 yards of offense, 12 out of 15. And I still think, you know, 2 of those games over 500 yards were when Mac Jones was the starting quarterback. I still think that they're going to be as close.
I do have a quibble with you and our producer Josh Hoffman. Those were moments. It's a moment of the game. We were looking for one. Robinson had it deflected back into his face. He should have just let that hit the ground.
Can't throw it again either.
No, much as you'd like to. You might see in this game, you would think, if it remains one-sided. Some Bama fans perhaps hoping that Young would be the starter on opening day.
Take some shots, and they're going to stick with Sean Robinson here for the rest of the half.
There were 6 Alabama penalties in the half. Throwback screen. And it works out well. Didn't look very promising. There are Floma, Arkansas. Coach Drinkwitz went to Arkansas Tech. He was the student body president. Reach any conclusions by that? He said he is an absolute stud. Robinson escapes, throws on the run, has his man, and it's a first down. Moses calling out the defense at the last moment. Here's Daniel Parker. The norm.
Well, when you hear Nick Saban say he may be one of the best we've ever had here as an edge rusher,
look out.
That's saying a lot. And he created that play.
Yes, he did. He blew the play.
It was missing last year on this Alabama defense.
Sean Robinson throws on the run. Nico Hay, one of their tight. Larry Roundtree, hard earned.
This year was Dylan Moses.
Yeah. Well, if you've watched Alabama play defense for a number of years under Nick Saban, that middle linebacker, that
Tower, and Reggie Ragland, Reuben Foster, Rolando McClain. Many great linebackers to emulate and learn from.
32 is this year for Alabama, and they expected that a year ago and had to really adjust.
Nick Saban verified it. We spoke with the coach yesterday. He sets an example for others to follow. 6 different true freshmen on defense last year, and that led the nation. Robinson. Low throw.
didn't think he made the catch here. It was a heck of a
graduated magna cum laude. Now you were an academic All-American, I believe.
Yeah, I got good grades. I don't know.
They've had some bright spots. Converted 5 of their last 6 third downs. This is a tough one, 3rd and 10. Another play into the boundary.
You're up 32, right?
They're going for it on 4th down, and they convert. It's Barrett Bannister. A 20 passing now. That was a 12-yard completion. Just 115 yards. Most of it's been short stuff. Roundtree ran in
a year ago, so they'll tailor it to whatever their guys do the best.
Beatty dragged down. A lot of talent in both of those places, and you really have this part of the country to yourself in the SEC.
Good throw. That's
a nice catch.
Recruiting going head-to-head against a lot of the southern teams in recruiting areas.
Roundtree, powerful run. They're going to mark him
offensively.
Ooh. Roundtree was the fake man arm delivery. Should be 7 for 7 on the drive. Good play fake to Roundtree. Robinson running for his life, and the ball comes out as he's hit near the 20. Lost to Louisiana Monroe, 21-14. They generally don't lose games they're supposed to win. Quick pop from Sean Robinson.
A year ago, this is more of an Alabama-type defensive football game. Only 193 total yards from Missouri's offense right now.
Sean Robinson as a receiver wide open. It's Tyler Beatty with the first touchdown of the Eli Drinkwitz era. Against Kentucky.
Yeah, very much so. You know, they brought in 2 graduate transfers when Jake Fromm moved on.
They have no patience for it.
But how good was Kyle Trask today?
Oh,
I mean, KJ Costello was spectacular.
Win. 3rd down and 10 here for Missouri. Connor Bazelak back in. He's on. Here's the true freshman out of Denton, Texas. They had the tackle. He was originally committed to Oklahoma and changed his mind and came to Bama. Jump ball, Hazelton.
Everybody else is this their first time being the guy, and I think Nick Saban just wants to make sure they finish a game and get as much live action as they can as they get ready. We're able to do some things. The offensive line has to continue to improve and get stronger.
You just think about what a tough way to open to. It's only all in the conference. We're going to add 2 games to you, Missouri, and we're going to give you Alabama and LSU.
Right, right. Yeah. And how about Sam Pittman? He goes to Arkansas. Lost today.
There's these SEC shorts that you can find online that are hilarious, and they did a couple of good ones about it.
Full-time, excellent performance.
We really enjoyed talking with him the other day. An impressive young man. Nice play on 2nd and 14. Bazelak to catch by Dominic. And Eli called that timeout. He wants to score again. Get something else they can take away from this.
That's a holding. I mean, he was stumbling a little bit too.
Bazelak.
Same play they got there on 2nd down. A little crossing route.
Roundtree ran for almost 5 yards a carry. Bazelak throws incomplete. Convicted of murder. Go to ESPNplus.com/30for30 tomorrow. Watch the premiere. Bazelak wants to run it in, and it's a touchdown on the last play.